Hello, I welcome you to today's lesson. For today's lesson, it's going to be based on what we started last week. Question tag. Question tag. But mainly on today's question tag, we are going to look at the subtopic statement without auxiliary or modal verb. We want to look at some statements that are without auxiliary or modal verb. The question is, how then should we identify the tag to use? Okay, because in for some sentences where you have the use of a modal verb, the use of an auxiliary verb, you are able to tell that this will be the question tag. Example, he is in school becomes isn't he, because you identify the auxiliary verb is in that sentence. All right, so for today's lesson, statements that are without auxiliary or modal verb, what or how should we identify the verb to use in the question tag or interrogative tag? Okay, so I'll take you through some of the things that you should observe about the statement before you change it or before you give the question tag of that statement. So formation of question tag lies in basic rules. So last week I took you through some of the rules. Okay, when a statement does not have an auxiliary or modal verb, the following auxiliary verbs are used. The following auxiliary verbs are used. So we have do, does, did. We are saying that when we have a statement without an auxiliary verb or a modal verb, we use do, does, did. So the question again is, how do we know that this statement we have to use do, we have to use does, or we have to use did? Okay, so I'll take you through some of the things, the features of the statement or the declarative statement. But before that, I believe we all know what the question tag is. Okay, we know what the question tag is, and we can change some statement or write the question tag for statement. So we define a question tag to be a grammatical structure in which a declarative or imperative statement is turned into a question by adding an interrogative fragment. Okay, fragment is just part of a sentence, so we part of something. So where we have a statement, when we say declarative statement, referring to statement that gives information, that relays information. Okay, it states facts or opinion, and declarative statement ends with full stop. So with a statement that ends with a full stop, okay, with a statement that gives fact, what you add to that statement, okay, when you add an interrogative tag or fragment to it, then it means that you have given the question tag of that. So when you have a sentence like you aren't John, you aren't John, it is a statement, it's a declarative statement, it is stating a fact. When I look at it, you are not John. Okay, so you give the interrogative tag or fragment to be what? Are you? Okay, are you or are you? Use tonation, and so yes, how you raise your tonation will tell that that is a question mark. Quickly, so we are looking at this, and the auxiliary or modal verb which is omitted in statement, the exact verbs to use, okay, for the question tag. So each of these can be used depending on the subject of the sentence. So that is one. When you use do, does, or did, it means that you know the subject of the sentence. The subject of the sentence. 2, it also depends on the tenses of the sentence. The tense of the sentence, whether the tense is in the present tense, it's in the past tense. The tenses, okay, you know what exactly to use. I hope that is clear. All right. So where we substitute do, does, and did. This auxiliary verb can be used when the subject, so that is do. Do is used when the subject of the sentence is plural. Example, they, we have, that's we, those ones are plural subject. Kwesi and pa, we have the conjunction bringing the two, we are making them a plural subject. It also means that the sentence should be in the present tense. Very good. So that's another thing about do. When we want to use do for a tag, a question tag, where we have a statement and there is an omission of auxiliary verb and modal verb, it means that we should consider the subject of that sentence. We should also consider the tense of the subject. So where the sentence is stating or is being stated, is stating something in the present tense, okay, or it is stated a universal truth, we use do, okay, to ask a question. Don't forget where we have a plural subject, okay. All right. So example, they play football every day. This is a habitual event. They play football every day. So here we identify the subject, which is what? They. Very good. So because they is a sign, they is a plural subject, we are using do. And we also know that for question tag, we introduce the not, okay. So we have don't they. It can also mean that where we have they don't play football, where we have they play football every day, we have don't they. Elephants have trunk. We know elephants, okay. It is a fact. Elephants, all elephants over the world, they have trunk. So the question is, don't they? I hope that is clear. All right. So we identify the subject. If it is plural, then we go for do. If it's stating the thing in the present tense, we will still go for what? Do. All right. Let's proceed. Now where we have does, the auxiliary verb does. It means that does is used when the subject of the sentence is singular and the sentence is stating a habitual event or universal truth, okay. So where we have does, it means the subject of the sentence is singular and so stating a habitual event or universal truth. So example, Chumesi plays football. This is the simple present tense. Chumesi plays football. So we identify the subject. The subject there is what? Very good. It's Chumesi. And so it means that we will go for does. So we only add the negation to it and then we have doesn't he. So we change the name Chumesi, make it the pronoun he. So doesn't he. You should note where you have a name, identify whether the name is for a female or male and then use the right pronoun suitable for the name in the statement. Okay, the sun rises from the east. So the sun is not a human being. It does not have human quality. So certainly we are going to use the it for it. So in situation where we are using the it means we should identify the subject of a sentence, whether it is human or it is what? The thing. So the sun rises from the it. Doesn't it? Okay. Here we don't have any auxiliary verb, and so we introduce does. 1, the sun here is one. It's a singular subject. Okay. 2, the sun here is a thing, and so we use it. And the sentence is stating a universal truth. Very good. Then for the last one, where we have did. did. Okay, when the statement is in the past tense, the tag becomes didn't. So where we have the statement in the past tense, we use did. Is that clear? All right. So example, he paid for the items. So what tells us in this sentence that the sentence, or what in this sentence tells us that the sentence is in the past tense? Can we identify the verb there telling us the tense of the sentence? Very good. The word paid. And so because we have paid, we know that the sentence is in the past tense. So we will use didn't. Okay, so didn't he, for he paid for the items. Didn't he? We ate our meal. Didn't we? Very good. I hope that is clear. Yes. So briefly for today's lesson, we have been taking through the use of do, does, and did. And we have been told that when we want to use these auxiliary verbs, then it means that the statement given, there is an omission of the auxiliary verbs or modal verbs. And so we introduce do, does, and did. And these ones will be used suitably when we know the tense of the subject and we know the subject of the sentence. We know the tense of the sentence. Sorry, when we know the tense of the sentence and we know the subject of the sentence, then we can easily go for these three auxiliary verbs. Okay, so we said that do is used when we have a plural subject. It is also used when a sentence is in the present tense and stating a universal truth. Okay, then we also say that when we use does, it means that we have a singular subject, and not just that, the statement also is stating a habitual event or universal truth. And we were giving some examples under that. Then we talked about the verb did. So we said where the statement does not have an auxiliary verb or a modal verb, we introduce did if only the sentence is in the past tense. So it means that we should know the tenses of our verbs. Okay, so for the example we identify paid to be the word telling us the statement is in the past tense, so we introduce didn't. I hope that is clear. All right, very good. So this is where we end our lesson. I believe we have all grasped something and we will be able to provide necessary answers, okay, to the questions given. All right. Thanks so much for your time, for your attention. Make sure you are always safe. Stay at home and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.